potentially to follow as Perks comes over the wall, and they are just demolishing Fnatic.
You see the faces of Fnatic. They are not a happy team, and they shouldn't be.
And I think that Fnatic look really lost. I think their compositions feel a bit disjointed. When you watch them in the team fights, you know, it's Hilly and Whippo kind of stepping forward as the rest of the team is pulling back.
They're still good players, but we're seeing even less teamwork, even less strategy. The drafts feel scattered.
But Fnatic fans, they're going to feel nothing but frustration, because it feels like that when we saw those huge best of fives in the past, it was like back and forth, but there seems to always be that one big mistake where it seems to be that it was Fnatic that made that mistake.
Why do they force?
Fnatic are destroyed.
And G2 just obliterate Fnatic off the map.
Like, how can you not be concerned? Because it feels like that this meta conversation that we've had where they can't figure out what the right picks are, we're still talking about it at week 8, and like, they're very close to not qualifying for playoffs.
And once again, G2 completely destroy Fnatic.
And in 2020, there is nothing here for Fnatic. G2 7-0 in the head-to-head matchup. Reckless will get a consolation shutdown, but that's all he's getting this season.
Fnatic have never missed playoffs, and while a number of scenarios are still in their favor, Fnatic needs to win something.
We're in a very dire situation. Going into this week, we are basically, I would say, 2 wins away from playoffs. If we get 1, there's a chance we can make it through by either sheer luck or tiebreaker. But if we get 2, we're pretty much secure and we don't have to rely on anyone else doing anything else. So it can happen that you're here, but at the same time, I'm very disappointed in myself for letting it
get to this stage?
Get to this stage, yeah.
Yeah. How did we get here, actually? It's been a rough year, no?
So I think, first of all, we didn't give each other enough time after the loss to G2. Basically enough time between the splits. I feel like we were still too stuck in the whole we just shit the bed against G2 mindset, rather than basically just start over, get a fresh start somehow. And instead we went into the split like thinking, what do we need to do to not have that finals happen again? And then we kind of forgot along the way that we actually need to get some wins as well. So we started playing like all kinds of shit, and I feel like we were always thinking like, how are we gonna win the finals? How are we gonna win the finals? And at some point we realized like we are not secured by any means, and our points don't mean anything unless we actually make playoffs in the first place. So I think we just had the wrong idea of what we had to do this summer to not be in the situation.
How's the atmosphere been the last couple of weeks when you've had, as you said, this extreme pressure to perform and make playoffs in this very last week of LEC?
I don't think the atmosphere has been great to split. I feel like it's at its worst now, but it's been like steadily going down the entire time. I feel like even when we were winning, like we had a 2-0 week not too long ago, it was not great. So I am kind of worried, I guess, for this week. And even if we were to make it through this week, I'm kind of worried for playoffs as well and potentially Worlds. So we're underperforming the split. Play is always going up, and even if we're playing teams this week that we should potentially beat, I've honestly felt like the last couple of years, whenever you have that impression, it's not true anyways. Because even the teams that are supposed to be weaker than you are not weaker anymore. It's very similar level from first team to last team.
That brings us nicely to the Shark game tonight. They've obviously not had the best split either, but they've started stringing together a few wins over the last couple of weeks. They're on a win streak right now.
Yeah.
Is tonight's game going to be a lot more difficult than you guys anticipated?
I mean, I think we go in as underdogs tonight, actually. And even if the standings don't say so, I think looking at the last couple of weeks and the mental states of both teams, it's very clear to me that we are the underdogs tonight, potentially the underdogs tomorrow as well. And on Sunday, I guess it will depend more on how the games went. Maybe even tomorrow it will depend more on how the games went. Like, in a way, I feel like how the teams perform today will affect tomorrow. How the teams perform tomorrow will affect Sunday. How the standings are looking will affect the games as well. Like, it's going to be a lot of mental toll on the players going into this weekend. So my hopes are, in a way as well, that even if we're underdogs tonight, the fact that we are more experienced and have been in shitty situations before makes us maybe not underdogs tomorrow or on Sunday, even if we should be.
Let out all your frustration. Hit me. Hit me in the head. I can take it. He said I'll die. Nice tape job, by the way. Really, really good. Have you got this? Get this close up. He doesn't use a mouse bungee. He just is a simple man. He just uses tape. You can punch me in the back too.
This speech, I don't even know what to say. Just okay, let's make sure. I can say something. I refuse to lose. I refuse to lose. I refuse to lose. Let's make sure whatever we do as a team, alright? Yes? Team, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, team. 1, 2, 3, let's go, team. Team! Don't let us down. You can do it. Come on, do it. Come on, man. Let's go.
TP's coming in behind, Dragon's going very, very low. The smite fight goes the way of Gilius. He's a god! Now they turn around the engage. Killer Instinct from Reckless jumps on a Dream, but he doesn't find the kill. Inside the pit, the damage is going down. Another dog is taken out. A Dragon at the cost of a mid laner. That's a fantastic spike! Flashed away from by Gilius though. On a one-man puts Hextech ultimatum down. Gets the kill onto Hilly. Now the turnaround from Schalke, but the first one. There's a reply back. Nemesis continues the chase and Reckless still remains untouched. Make it rain from Ikathia as the Void missiles are not going to be able to pick up Flash for Flash. Fnatic dumpster Schalke. 33 kills in 30 minutes. Impossible odds in front of Schalke. And they do it. Schalke take down Fnatic and keep the dream alive.
How? How? We're looking okay, no?
Alright, let's just wrap it up for tomorrow. If we win tomorrow, nothing of this matters, so let's just...
No, if we win tomorrow, everything will be still fine.
Yeah.
But we need to
We
win.
might have to win.
Huh?
We might have to win against this.
Yeah, we're potentially going to bow out of LEC without making playoffs and therefore Worlds. What would this mean for you, for your whole career, if this year we didn't go that far?
For me, it would be a huge downfall of my career. I feel like a couple of years ago, basically what happened in 2016 was fine. I was in my first couple of years of my career and I didn't feel like I was ready yet to win things. I feel like the things I won wasn't necessarily because of me. I was just along for the road and for the ride. And this time around, I feel like I'm in a position to win things. I'm definitely not in a position to miss out on Worlds. And I feel like I can win Worlds, so it will be a huge downfall. I really hope it doesn't happen. But even if it does, honestly, it's been a tough year for everyone, so I could understand if it does, but I just think we have enough, potential in this roster and talent in this roster, and we are more than good enough to make it. So my hopes are we get through this weekend, maybe get the system with us on our side for playoffs, or even if we don't, win a best of 5 and then we make it to Worlds, and that's 2 months away, and in 2 months a lot of things can happen. Even in 2 weeks a lot of things can happen. Like, you've seen before how teams go from like last week of regular season to first week of playoffs and they're a completely different team. And that's 2 weeks. So imagine in 2 months from now, World starts and we're not this team anymore, we're something else. So I think it's just, it's about how we handle the pressure now, how we deal with the weekend and the potential best of 5s. And if we can manage to get through that, then we can hopefully show as well that we're actually good players and a good team. Because I think deep down we actually are. Like we're more than good enough to be at Worlds and to win a split. Like we have the power of the roster and we have the people around as well. Like I think we can make it work, honestly. I don't think it's as easy as this split is shit, so everything else has to be shit too. It can happen that you're not peaking for the entire time, but I also think it can happen that you like turn things around. I mean, I've been there before. Almost every week 1 of Worlds is always like 0-2, 0-3 or 1-2. And then we come into week 2 and we're a different team, so I don't see why we can't do that now.
It just flips the switch somehow. You guys just flip a switch, so let's hope...
I just hope we have that still in this team, even if we've changed people from last year to this year. Because it feels like even when we have changed, like if you look back at like 2014 and then you look at last year, it's a completely different roster. I mean, the only one that's the same as me, but we still have that, you know?
That factor.
Yeah, so my hopes are that we have that still, even with this roster. I can't get rid of this thought that like, if I fail this year, there's no reason for me to not fail next year. Like, I don't want to be going down in my career, you know? Like, so I feel like if I don't even make Worlds this year, am I done then? Am I just gonna go down now for the rest of my career and then end, I don't know, somewhere I don't want to be? Like, I've always had the thought that for every year that goes, I should become better, I should achieve more. And it's not always on paper, but it's the feeling of what the end of the year gives me. And if we just lose now, I feel like that feeling will be really shit in comparison to how it was last year and the year before. So my hope, yeah, I'm just like, I'm seeing it as like a huge downfall if we fail, basically.
Well, I think you're still young.
You say that, but I feel like I'm.
You may have a
super
grey.
old,
You may have a grey beard, but.
True.
But
I watched too many Lord of the Rings movies. I slowly become Gandalf the Grey. I even have the ring now, you know.
you know, Gandalf the Grey becomes Gandalf the White.
Yeah, so
and
maybe
he's
that's
OP.
what I have to do this weekend, become Gandalf the White.
Yeah.
Crazy, no? If we lose now, that's it. Or season that's really high. It just feels so weird. You got that? Alright guys, let's go. 1, 2, 3 Fnatic, okay? Play with no regrets. Alright. 1, 2, 3 Fnatic!
Move. I think Kreis is dead.
Yeah, I think he is as well. He's going to use the unstoppable onslaught underneath attack. Great
nice.
flash into the grand entrance. Hillisang. Fnatic did get the Rift Herald, picked up by Bwipo. XL stun into the rupture. Double for Bwipo. Add a one more on for Selfmade, and Fnatic fighting. Great fight.
It has never happened. I'm a big missing player. My heart, my fucking heart. I come to this team.
You got better.
That's the win rate if we get first bad. It's like 69% or something, right?
Selfmade just flashes straight across the wall. Veclis is going to join from the top side. Patrick's going to have to flash to get out of here, and Torre is left all on his lonesome. But an incredible quickness into the knockback. Goodbye, XL. Patrick gets taken out by Reckless. It's a triple for him. XL had their shot at locking in playoffs, but they're going to have to wait for tomorrow, because today, Fnatic will take the win.
We got one. Yes!
If XL loses to G2 or Salke loses to Mad Lions, we are already locked in.
That makes sense.
Yes. Sorry,
we're the same as XL.
I have been talking about many scenarios.
So the cards said that they're gonna beat Schalke, so we got it.
Okay, so yeah, with any of those, we are locked in, and we will not need to win tomorrow. But anyway, of course, we are going to prepare for the worst case scenario. That is that XL wins to G2 and Salke wins to Mad Lions.
Kazi is banned tomorrow, I'm just letting you know. Yes. Kazi, we have 3 German Kazis, by the way. So it's getting banned tomorrow. Yeah, but that's not Kazi, it's not Kiba. It's not Look at Pete, performance coach. As always. I mean, Pete, the first in. Are you winning some? It's actually the meme, by the way. Are you winning some? Actually, just fucking good job. Let's win tomorrow, okay? I'm planning for so long. Okay.
We're watching Mad Lions versus Schalke. Basically, if Schalke loses and Mad Lions win, we're locked a playoff spot. But right now, Schalke well, we're using Google to cheat a bit, but they're winning. They're 2k gold up, 4 kills up, so it's not looking good for us. We just hope that the Mad Lions can come back. But if XL lose, we still lock.
Yes. Yeah, but if XL wins, we need to win to escape. If not, we are out.
Vexel wins to G2 and we don't win, we are out.
You guys want to know the result? Schalke 1. Schalke 1.
Schalke 1?
They're too good.
As expected.
They're in playoffs now, no?
Yeah.
Probably. Miracle run. Okay. We're picking Folibet, first pick. Folibet, first pick for jungle. We're flexing Syndra. Flexing Syndra. We go Camille, top, third pick. Okay. And then second phase. Listen to this. Galio, Pantheon.
Who did that drop?
What?
Who did that drop?
I did.
I would like to play it. I will play this drop.
Just in, you know, just when you flip the page, oh, okay, we're in this situation. Then expect some credit, you know. I'll sign it too. Is that how you write draft in notebook? I don't even know how to do that.
Like Jax will, like he's still it's good, you know. Yeah. Mordekaiser is the real problem.
Is this not
actually lose?
Is this not
it's just like a stonewall champion for you can't break him. But you're coming.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I'm fine.
They got 8 towers to 1, 2 inhibs already, barons, 1 baron.
Seriously?
Yeah. We're locked, guys, we're locked. Thank you, G2. Thank you, Caps. I think we're in, guys. I think we're in playoffs. Instead of minutes? Look, they already won, pretty much. Congrats, guys. Congrats.
But that also means Schalke is in. Right?
Schalke is in. Excel's out. I mean, it's not over, but it's 8k gold difference. They got 8 to 1 turrets, 2 inhibs. It's done. It's done, sir. Congrats. You made playoffs.
Let's wait until...
Let's wait? No, let's wait.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm watching future.
Oh, that's it.
But still win today, please, guys, to get 4.
You understand the Patrick is... But then you just fall back, right? What's winning?
Oh my god. Oh my god, Patrick got a pentakill.
Really?
What did I just say?
I don't know if you...
It's 5k gold difference again.
That were like 8k gold.
I jinxed it.
I told you.
This is 4.
3-2-1. 2-1? Yes!
Alright, now it's confirmed. Now it's confirmed. G2,
guys.
but still win, yeah? Still win.
We're in playoffs and we are 4th seed.
Already?
Yeah, no matter what. We are 4th seed, but let's win.
No, then let's make fun game, no?
No, let's win. Regardless of what you talk, I just wanted to say that we guys had a hard split, but at the end of the day, we got our first goal. It was, of course, going into playoffs. And I think we are in a really good spot. So I think we should, all of us, like change a bit our mentality after all these weeks that we have gone through and stay more positive. And I think right now we have again all in our hands to go for a super successful playoffs. And yeah, we will talk about this next week. Let's go for this victory again so we can show the fans that we deserve to be here. But that's it. All together as a team, and who says you go today?
Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Here we go, Fnatic pushing in for the win. Final game of the season. What a turnaround here in the final week for Fnatic. It already qualified to playoffs before hitting this one, but they're going to end the season 9-9, tied with SK, secured in playoffs. Limits have been tested. Limit will not go down, and Fnatic will end the game.
We got another one? Nice. Thank you.
Well, play the ship.
Sorry for fucking up builds.
It's just, I think it's easier because you guys put on better game than me, you know?
Yeah, but the thing is like...
No, but good job, Tim. Did you have
Like I was saying earlier, we have a new opportunity to do well. We have 3 weeks at least to get more stuff, find out more stuff, like, you know, make sure we execute on the stuff that we are comfortable with. And I think the general thing that I want to talk about is
First thing is actually try to make use of this, and now we're actually in a position where we can start fresh in a way. And then the other thing is we are not as bad as you guys think, not at all.
For me, it was very much relief. I think for the others, probably more excitement. I wasn't particularly excited. I was just more relieved that I'll get the opportunity to play a best of 5 this year. Honestly, win or lose now, I think it's just like, it's nice to know for sure, deep down, were we good enough to make it to Worlds? Were we good enough to win the split, or did we deserve everything that came our way? Now that we're actually here, we can win this, you know? I don't know, it's a shitty split and all, and Rogue has been doing really well, and if we were to lose, we play against Schalke, who's been winning every single game now for the past 11 games, I think. So I think the fact that we won those best of ones was a huge relief, because now we'll know for sure. I think we're fine. I think we have better chances today than next week, so.
Big Daddy Schalke?
Yeah, for sure. I've been in their shoes. When you win that many games in a row, you are playing with more AD and AP than enemy opponents. I swear, it's real.
I agree.
We had it last spring when we played. We were 3-7 in the league, and then we ended 11-7. And every game we played, we had more AP and AD than enemy team. Like, we just did more damage, and we couldn't die as well. It's like we had a GA or Sonias on every member. It was crazy. And that's where they are now, you know?
Yeah, that was my trick. I actually had a GA every game.
Like,
I picked the jump at GA.
When they won their 8 games now, I thought maybe it's just a fluke, because they were playing like only 2 champs on every row. But then now they showed that they can play more. Like, it doesn't even seem to be champion related anymore, actually. It just seems to be that Abudaga is Faker, and Faker is not Faker. Like, Faker is basically Abudaga now, and whoever is playing under the name Faker in SKT is not Faker. Maybe that's why he's benched, you know?
Yeah.
It's a crazy theory, but maybe Abudaga is actually Faker, and Faker is just an imposter. So I think when you look at the split as a whole, we had a very clear way of success. I think whenever we tried anything other than this specific way, we were completely lost and we didn't win much games. So we've been trying to just double down on that. So hopefully tonight we're confident in that as well, because it's quite different from the meta, and it's quite different from maybe what people expect or what we even expect of ourselves. So I think if we don't come in with the confidence tonight and belief in what we have done now over these past 2 weeks, then there's no chance of winning. But if by any means we like double down on what we're good at and believe in it as well, then I think we can shock them, you know. And in a best of 5 setting, I've been there myself. Like, you win the first game, it's already like it's tough on the enemy team, especially when they're the favorites in the series too, to come back from that. So yeah, my hopes are we just come in strong, like strong energy to the games.
How they did?
Do what?
I want to put my PC like
On the other side?
If I put it here, my mouse can reach, I think.
It will reach. 100%.
No, it won't.
Yes. Why don't you put it here?
Yeah, I have to put it there to reach.
Yeah, then just
Otherwise
put
it won't reach there.
Yeah, then put it there.
Alright, see now. Earn is my support.
I think it fits the team better.
Oh, my monitor is so far away. I can't even.
Come here.
We started at 50.
Q, right click on.
Show me your E cover. Any. What? How did that hook shot hit the tower? What? By the way, I have to pat your head.
It's fluffy, no? His head is so fluffy.
Oh god.
Why are you hating on my head?
I'm not hating. It doesn't have the crevasse.
Because I haven't had my headset on for long enough.
I think the meta has slowly shifted away from how they play the game and much more towards what we do. This way of playing with like carry jungle is a very effective way of playing League of Legends right now. So yeah, my hopes are that we just like go hard on that, and then I think we have good chances. Yeah.
Awesome.
But I just want to make Worlds. That's with how shitty we are right now. I just feel like if we can make Worlds, we have enough time to not be shitty anymore, and then people won't remember us as like the fiasco Fnatic.
Yeah. Just in case.
I found out what's actually disgusting.
What?
The grabs.
The drafts?
The
Oh, the raps.
The drafts maybe later.
Alright boys, so we did a really fucking good job this week at playing as a team, so let's just keep it up today. You know, remember things like you two being together around the map, you know, and waiting for each other before we start to play. Pacing for tempo, calling out team when you're delayed in tempo, all that stuff, alright? Inch by inch.
Inch by inch?
Yeah.
Good mindset. It's going to be a long series, be prepared for that, okay? Like, mental is so important for this series.
Alright, let's go. Fnatic on 3.
1, 2, 3, Fnatic! Side, going towards his blue buff. Inspired actually pathing up towards top as the hook lands on Vander, but Vander should be fine.
That's actually a really good move from Vander. Yeah, he's gonna potentially lose his flash.
Coming out, he's gonna flash away. Hillesang flashing forward. Reckless going in as well, and Fnatic are looking for first blood. It's taken.
Ooh, Hilly! He's gonna flash. Okay, flash. Yes!
And in 25 minutes, Fnatic are looking to close this one out. Finn dives onto the backline, but he is done for. Inspired, pulled back into the jaws of death. Whippo happily accepts the kill.
Finn caught out early.
Has no flash from that back earlier on, and the lay waste will find the kill.
Let's go, Whippo!
For the Forge God coming out from Whippo. Dragon's going to be secured already. Hillesang flashes forward, is hooked in. The silence comes
what
out.
A hook,
as well. Shut down already onto Larson. He is dead. Hans Summer pulls back with face.
Oh my god, that hook Hilly was so insane!
The very end, they also then remind you, hey, we still got that Fnatic flare with 2 deep teleports to close out this game and look for the 3-0 sweep over World.
Oh, they were Omega Lulu, Omega Lulu. See, I knew it, they're all Omega Lulu. No!
Why? What happened?
Because I eat into the Nexus and died. No, the Omega Lulus.
Please understand that we are going into next game and there is a chance that we lose and we are not like just like please.
Why
you know, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that let's just not get tilted if we lose next game because we are not changing anything. You know, like we just play the game and we see what happens.
Probably don't want to stick on that Baron too much longer. You don't have a smite. Selfmade. Oh, he snuck all the way around. On Summer, he's behind him. Depth charge coming out, but there's the arcane shift across the wall. Selfmade's still trying to get in. Dawning Shadow, there's the charm. Selfmade dives into the back line. And quickly, 3 players from Rogue are deleted. Last caress from Selfmade alongside the damage from Reckless will make it 4. And Rogue, they tried as they might, but you cannot stop Fnatic.
Yeah.
You can never count them out. They outlast Rogue and they book a rematch with GT.
You not think and you would win.
I know, but and you was better at not thinking.
Yeah, I know, but you would have solo ball like. Just think about it. Okay?
Congrats, man. Congrats, man.
Tim, we did it. That's all I cared. You chose me. I just gave you your
It's time.
Let's go.
Where are you going?
We're going Worlds. There we're going.
We're going Worlds? Wait, we're going what?
This game was Worlds. Yeah, we just made Worlds.
We just made Worlds?
Woo!
I already knew.
Acting like you didn't know.
Yeah, we smirked.
He was hooked the set into the wall. And even
Please.
When I saw this,
Like, go watch it play, by the way. But look at this nutsack on Nautilus. Watch.
You say we have
Watch out this nutsack. Watch out this nutsack. Can you just say, okay, you have huge one. Look at me. 1v2, let's go.
Penis was definitely.
We didn't say a single thing, by the way, here. I just walked up and didn't anything.
I'm like, but can we go? You said like, but can we go, please? And then you just went in.
It's here. But please, can you cut me some slack? Like, what the fuck is this? Nautilus hook. It's here, no?
Yeah, somewhere here. That was it. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, come on, what is this shit, by the way? What is this? Can you, Reckless, look at this. Look at this. I know you flash and you get the wall, but it's not really a wall. Excuse me?
No one said anything about GT
I don't think Seth could believe that, by the way.
This last one. This last order, was it rapid fire?
Yeah. Look at this fucking range. But I'm happy you guys actually went to end the game, you know? I would be really tilted. Like, I will always follow, but...
Will you get tilted?
Look at this.
Oh. Test some microphones, some communication testing.
Communication test.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Big test.
I'm not tapping evidence.
Yeah, you can't be serious.
I'm out.
I need content.
What content do you need?
I just want to know, are we going to break the curse today? It's really lost, right?
We're nashing, we're nashing, we're nashing.
We're not nashing, I'm basing.
We're not nashing.
Huge damage.